And now it's time for Leadership of the Leaf with Dice and Austin. Let's jump in with a cut and a light.
All right, welcome everyone for another episode of Leadership of the Leaf. My name is Dice.
And my name is Austin.
All right, Mr. Austin, our show today is in your favor, sir.
Ooh, is it?
Oh, yeah.
I'll be honest, people, I did not read the show notes. Didn't read the show notes.
All right, well, we're going to go through them right now.
Well, hot damn. Well, first, before we jump into stuff, we're forgetting some things.
What? I was going to just give a rundown of what the show was about.
No, I mean, you can, but I mean, don't you want to tell people what you're puffing on while you give a rundown? I mean, I'm just saying.
If they must know. If they must know, I will share.
I mean, they can't see it, so I feel like we should tell them.
All right, so I decided to go a little old-fashioned today and smoke Romeo y Julieta Romeo.
And you're pairing that with?
Oh,
I swear to God, Hennessy Old Fashioned.
Oh, look at you! You already know.
How did I guess? Did
you get my context clues there? Was there something that given? Oh, okay, definitely Hennessy Old Fashioned, my friend.
You stupid. Oh, all right. Well, I am smoking on the CAO BX3.
Oh my goodness, that one's good.
And
Brazilian, bold and beautiful.
It is delicious. Getting a little bit of chocolate and a little bit of hay out of this, and it's actually really pleasant. But I got to be honest, I love this band. I think it is such a sick-looking band.
You sure you didn't look at the notes?
I'm 100% sure I didn't look at the notes prior to the start of the show.
So what are you drinking? What are you pairing that BX3 with?
Oh, well, you know me, I'm a Scotch man, so I decided to just break out some good old Redbreast 12-year.
Oh, nice. Yes.
Delicious.
Very nice. Yes.
Delicious. So, yeah, I didn't read the show notes. Let me see if I can read the header here. Oh, cigar bands. We're going to talk about cigar bands?
That's what the cigar episode's about. Cigar bands.
Is that bands named after a cigar?
Yes. The Churchills and the Torpedoes.
Are you sure?
Live in concert.
Oh,
Vegas.
Lord.
Our leadership portion, we're going to talk about confidence phrases. What am I typing there?
I don't fucking know.
Confident phrases to use instead of the derogatory ones.
Oh. So you mean like positive affirmations?
Yes, that's exactly what I mean. Positive affirmations.
I'm all about it today. I'm on one today.
That's good. It's going to make a good show.
Can't wait. All right, so cigar band, right?
What the hell is a cigar band? Just flat out.
I mean, obviously, it's that sweet ass loop of paper and or foil that's fitted around the body of the cigar to denote the brand or the variety, or the line, the SKU, whatever you want to call it. So when I look at a CAO BX3, I see this dope ass multicolored holographic looking X on this band. Reminds me of the Xbox logo.
You sure? Not an Opus X?
Not an Opus X. Stop it.
Okay. A question for you. Have you ever looked in your humidor and dug through and be like, what the fuck is this cigar? There's no band on it. I don't remember what it was. I don't remember what it is. I don't even remember when I bought it because it doesn't have a band on it.
I gotta be honest, no, because I keep my bands on and I keep the cigars in cellophane, so the band stays with it. But I do know people that they will take a band off and take it an unbanded cigar into a cigar lounge. That way the lounge cannot determine, or I guess the other patrons cannot determine, that cigar may or may not have been sold there. And so if you do that and then you end up not smoking it, you're setting yourself up for failure. Just putting that out there.
Yes, I have received a few unbanded cigars and cigar kits and orders and stuff that you get.
Yeah.
And there's been like one or two that's unbanded. And by the time I get to it, I'm like,
the fuck did I order?
Yeah, I don't even remember what this is. I'll smoke it anyway, though, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, always smoke them if you got them. All right. So the history on this. So one legend has it that the Russian Tsar, I guess would be the right Russian Queen, Russian Tsar.
What's female Tsar?
Tsaress? Fuck, I don't know.
There we go.
We'll go with it. Tsaress. Dope. Catherine the Great took cigars wrapped in silk so as not to stain her fingers. But also, tails of paper bands used on cigars that were exported to England were used to prevent the staining of the white gloves, because men at the time always wore the white gloves. That's how you knew how to take one off to duel some bitch.
Well, when I was doing the research for Catherine the Great, stop it. It says, of course, people want to mirror the people that are in charge or the rich and famous and all that stuff. Hence the reason why people watch fucking Kardashians for some reason. I don't know. But other people started doing that. They started wrapping their cigars with like little silk and whatever they had at the time, just so they can mimic Catherine the Great and folklore or legend or whatever you want to say. That's how all this started.
I mean,
I believe it or not, I know.
I can kind of understand it, because back in the day, the cigars were wrapped by Mary, Martha, and Julie in the farmhouses. They were wrapped by the farmers' wives, and there was no way to denote what cigar was what. Like, if you liked Mary's cigars over Martha, you had to go to Mary to buy those cigars. So then once cigars become broader, and obviously if she's getting them from, I'm not making up Russian chick names, Ivanka. We'll go with Ivanka. Melania.
Okay, whatever.
You go to them, then yeah, obviously that's one thing. But to back in the day, they were not as I don't want to say it wasn't as a refined as a process as it is today. Even though these are hand rolled cigars and they're still hand rolled today, the processes have changed a lot. So they're not still the wet leaves that may or may not leave stains on your fingers or anything else back in the day.
Yeah, definitely. During my research, the same name kept popping up for the father of the modern cigar bands, and that's a European immigrant to Cuba. His name was Gustavi Bach.
I give it to you.
All right. His invention of the cigar band was in around the 1830s. He ordered paper rings and he put his signature on that band so people would know that it was quality and prestige to have his cigar.
So he stands for excellence.
I've heard that somewhere before.
Maybe I have too. Yeah, no, and that makes sense, because if, again, like I said, if you like Mary's cigars and not Martha's, then if Mary starts putting a band on hers and Martha does too, if the local drugstore or traveling cigar salesman or whoever has these things, you look at that band and you go, oh, that's Mary's. I like Mary's. Whoop. Thank you. Versus, oh, I don't like Martha's. I don't like Gurkhas. I mean, Martha's.
Well, clearly you can see over time, someone's like, hey, that mofo wrote his name on the band. I'm going to write my name on the band. And then further and further and further, more and more people write their names on the bands. And it became like a thing. It's a thing. Like, oh, you got a cigar that doesn't have a band on it? Ew.
Yeah, that's how you kind of almost knew it was a cheap cigar. Because they weren't, it's not this was processed by Gustavo. Okay. But yeah, so within 2 decades, banding cigars exported from Havana became almost universal, which again, we all saw this coming. As soon as you put a label on something, other people are like, I want to label my shit so I get credit.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's important to brand your stuff. So
Right.
if Apple's doing it, why can't I do it? If Tesla's selling all these cars,
Yeah. I want to make a truck and an adventure network. Like, yeah, dude, I'm on one today. I don't know what it is.
I see. Maybe you need more reference. That's good. That's good.
Let me take a sip and I'll find out if that's the case.
All right.
Delicious.
Oh, what we got? Historians estimated that approximately 2 billion, that's with a B, cigar bands sold in the United States for the year of 1900 alone.
And I could see that because, so at the turn of the 20th century, it was estimated 4 out of 5 American men smoked cigars. And so bands became an important tool for building brand identities. And then this is where the whole close but no cigar came from, because the cigars used to be fair prizes. Instead of this big ass stuffed bunny, you got a cigar. That's where the phrase "close but no cigar" came from.
Nice. Look at that. History, education.
Education. So I mean, like I said, 2 billion cigar bands sold in the United States. That totally makes sense, because then bands and box art printed from 1890 to 1920 are considered today to be the golden age of cigar related artwork. And I would 100% agree with that. There is nothing like those old bands.
Yes. There's a lot that you see now, like these legendary brands or whatever, when they come out with a super elaborate band, like in today's standard, you look at that band and you're like, this is amazing. And then the price of the cigar is like $200. It's like, oh my God.
Yeah.
What the hell?
Yeah. Yeah. And back in the day, like, I give them so much shit for bland bands, but it just seems like a ripoff from the 1920s almost. But my father cigars, they have all that elaborate artwork and shit like that, and it looks good. I don't like the colors that they use, whatever, that's just me, but that's almost reminiscent. That type, Arturo Fuente and Romeo y Julieta also have some of the older style bands still somewhat in circulation, and so those are still really great pieces of art. If you look closely, you can actually see it's a really nice, well-designed band. Now, there's more flashy ones. There's more things that catch your eye, holographic. Like this X holographic band.
Yeah.
Different size font to spell out Romeo y Julieta. Stuff like the Flathead series for one.
Those are
look
really
like
nice.
An engine. I love the look of those. I think they're very simple. They're very distinct. They're great. I love the look of them. Black Label Trading Company with the skull and the wings, and those things look phenomenal. But when you look back at those old bands, they were to me just a work of art placed around another work of art.
Yeah, that's true. I have no arguments with you there, sir. I have no arguments. Bands. Do you know how they're put on the cigar?
I assume with some sort of like resin or like a burnable glue or something that's not gonna no synthetics. That's gonna make the flavor of the cigar different.
Like pectate or plant-based glue. I'll probably be pronouncing it wrong, but it's definitely a plant-based glue.
Pectin?
Pectin? Is that?
I don't know.
That's what it's called.
Hey, sure, let's go with it. Pectin.
All right. Or we can just say plant-based glue.
Well, I like
plant-based
glue.
Okay.
History. Yeah, history. So from the 1920s through much of the 20th cigar, bands were tended to be more something to place on the cigar rather than being a piece of art, which we just talked about. It's something, hey, here's my brand. Hey, here's what's cool. Now, I feel like this is the second kind of golden age of cigars. Maybe not in the as many people are smoking them and that sort of aspect, but at least the cigar bands aspect. I think this is coming back. And like I said, Black Label Trading Company still has a really good band. Some people think it's too busy. I love it. I think it looks great. CAO Flatheads.
Rocky Patel's Disciple. I think that band is pretty amazing.
Phenomenal. Yeah. There's a couple other ones. You know, I do like Arturo Fuentes or Alec Bradley's. Alec Bradley has some really good bands.
The Magic Toast one was pretty elaborate. I liked it.
Yeah. For as much as I hate the brand, Gurkha, actually, their bands look really nice.
You ever Gurkha's Ghost?
Yep.
Band caught my eye many times. I'm not buying it, but it definitely caught my eye. So it did what it was supposed to do.
Yeah. I bought that cigar a couple times.
It's okay.
Look, we can't be perfect, okay?
Because
you have your first third yet?
I'm close, man. I'm close. I can't even get it out, man. Considering that you talked about the art and how much it's beautiful from back in the day, people actually collect these things.
Yeah, I could see it.
And the word for collecting them, there's no way I'll be able to pronounce it. It's on this paper.
Oh, is it Vitophilia?
How you say it?
Vitophilia.
All right.
Vitophilia.
Vitophilia. That sounds great.
Let's go with that.
That is the art of collecting cigar bands or cigar band collecting.
Well, so let me ask you this: do you keep your cigar bands that you take off your cigars?
I do. I absolutely do. I do. And the reason why I do is because I have a book that's cigars that are phenomenal. I have a book of cigars that are good. And then any duplicates, I have what's that, band bank?
Yeah. Okay. Well, I mean, you know, cigar bands used to be, I mean, they used to kind of be traded like trading stamps back in the early 20th century. You know, and sometimes they were collected by kids. Again, these things were given out as carnival prizes, people.
But I remember collecting stamps as a kid. Mom would get them from the grocery store. I would keep them and keep them and keep them until I was able to pick what I want out of the catalog because I had enough stamps to finally get it. So to do that with cigars, oh my God, what if they did that today?
Oh, I would be a rich man.
I have so many portable speakers.
Fucking it. CAO, send me free stuff. Underground, send me free stuff. I have so many of your bands, it's not even funny. Do something like drink more Ovaltine.
More Ovaltine, please.
You know, vintage and modern cigar bands are still collected today. You know, there's an organization actually out there called the International Label, Seal, and Cigar Band Society.
All right. Are you in your first third?
I'm in my first third.
Okay.
You just need a break? What's going on?
You said society.
Yeah, I'm in my first third. I'm still getting hay, chocolate, a little bit of black pepper on the back end. It's good. It's good. What about you?
I must say that if you don't like pepper in your cigars, if you don't like pepper, like no pepper, this is the cigar for you, my friend. There is no pepper. I'm getting no ounce of pepper. It is like a ripened fig flavor profile, and I would say hay, more like a grassy kind of hay, but there is no pepper.
Interesting.
Very smooth. I like it. It's very enjoyable.
Interesting. Yeah. Did you know that there's somebody in the Guinness Book of World Records for collecting cigar bands?
Bands that make how many cigar bands would someone have to collect to be in a fucking Guinness Book of World Records?
How many do you think? Honestly, before reading the show notes, I would have thought it was a lot less.
Yeah, I would think like maybe close to 100,000.
Yeah, no.
That's highballing it for me.
I probably would have gone with like 175, 150,000, somewhere in there. Because that's a lot of fucking cigars. Now, I mean, maybe you don't smoke them all. Maybe you trade or buy or whatever the case is. But, or maybe you're just a really, really old dude who's smoked a lot of fucking cigars and lived a good life. Who knows? And you managed to keep them all through moves and life and everything else without your wife throwing them away. Maybe. This guy named Joe Herbie collected over 221,000 varieties by 1999. Yeah, by 1999. Holy shit.
So that means he's probably got a fuck ton more. 1999. Think about that. That's over 20 years ago. That's 20 years ago. Over
That's
20
23.
years ago.
That's 23 years ago, homie.
Yeah, over 20. So I did math right.
Don't do public math. So we talked about what you did with your cigar bands. You put them in a book and everything else. If you have duplicates, are you going to do anything elaborate with those duplicates?
I am not. Sir. But I know where you're headed because I've seen this shit on Instagram and I've seen it on other websites. And
I'm working it.
It's fucking amazing. You're doing it?
I'm trying to. That's why I keep all my bands.
No way.
Uh-huh.
All right. I guess we should say what we're talking about.
Yep. My goal. I have a dining room table, and the wife wants a new one. Obviously, right? Wife wants new shit.
Right.
Name of the game. So I want to take my old table, and I want to carefully place cigar bands all along the top and flatten them out and like glue them down or whatever I got to do. And then I want to mix up some epoxy, and I want to pour that clear, bubbleless epoxy across the top and make a cigar banded top of my my table and make a dope ass looking cigar table.
That'd be badass. I would like to see pictures of that. We'll post that shit up once you get it done.
This is years in the making because this is all me smoking all of my cigar bands.
Well, I've seen the pictures and stuff online. I've seen furniture. I've seen actually like photographs of people doing art, like of Godfather, and I've seen one of what's the famous one, Jack Nicholson.
Yeah.
On the O-rings, I've seen cigar bands to make art with that stuff. So to see this, that people are being creative with what essentially is trash, and nowadays because there's not really works of art anymore like there were in the golden age.
Not as many.
So to see that and the price tags on some of this stuff is amazing. I'm like, good for them for figuring something out. Their little side hustle, however you want to call it.
Yeah, I mean, it's like those pieces of art where you hang like shards of glass, or you hang like, you know, I've seen guns, I've seen different like bottles, and like from one side it just looks like trash, and then you look the other way and it like makes a picture or something, and you're like, holy shit, man! Like, good for you guys. Like, I'm not that artistic. My goal is simple. I'm going to cover a top of a table, and then I'm going to cover it in epoxy so shit doesn't move. And then I'm going to put that table in my cigar room and have a nice table to sit at, play cards, drink, smoke whatever I want to, and have a nice table there.
Yeah. No, that's badass, dude.
We'll see how long it takes me, because that's a big fucking table.
Yeah, I guarantee if you go to any cigar shop and be like, hey, I want your butts, your leftovers.
I'm sure, like, oh, well, yeah, the big thing is, hey, I want your bands. But the thing is, though, is I got to make sure the bands are not torn really badly. And the other thing that I kind of want to do, and there's a point of, I guess, pride for me, is I want to be like, I smoked every single one of these motherfucking cigars.
That's fair enough.
So then that way, if somebody's like, you smoked this cigar, it's not even in existence anymore. You're like, goddamn right I did. There's like 4 more of those motherfuckers in there somewhere.
Yeah, I got a few of them in my books.
Yeah. So now the question is, you're smoking a cigar, right? You're enjoying the cigar. It's good. It's tasting like figs. When do you remove the band? Do you remove the band? Do you smoke through it?
I don't smoke through it unless it's one of those Leaf by Oscars where the band is made to.
Or the CAO Amazon Basin.
Oh, yep, that's a good one too. Cinnamon. So I'll leave mine on until I'm close enough to where I loosen the plant-based glue.
With the heat of the cigar.
Correct. And then I'll remove it. Until then, I'll just leave it on unless it's like loose already. Other than that, I'll leave it be.
Yeah. This one was pretty loose. Like I just kind of flicked it and it popped right off. I was like, oh, well, I guess I'll just kind of take it off. So then let me ask you this question. Do you think leaving the band on is boasting?
Yes, I do. Because if you're out at a public place or whatever, and you're smoking a Davidoff Royal Blue or some shit like that, or Aura,
okay,
you're gonna leave it on, and you're probably gonna hold the cigar to where everybody can see what you're smoking. Like blah blah blah. Look at me, I'm aristocrat, famous. As opposed to someone that's smoking a Charter Oak.
So then let me ask you this question then. Let me change the scenario.
Boombastic.
If let's say I don't know, I picked up an Opus X and I'm celebrating. I don't know, whatever I'm celebrating. And I leave the band on because I don't want to damage the cigar, because removing the band, you can damage the cigar, right?
Correct.
And I'm leaving me too. And that pisses me the hell off. But I'm not close enough to where I can safely remove that cigar band. Without damaging the cigar, I am going to eventually remove it, but I'm smoking it like a normal fucking human being with my hand right over the fucking band. Is that still considered boasting?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think so. It definitely depends on how you hold the cigar and how you're presenting yourself. Now, if you're smoking an Opus X and it's your 10-year anniversary, you're like, fuck yeah, I'm smoking an X because X is 10-year anniversary. Fuck you bitches. I survived my marriage this long. One of those, then yeah.
Yeah, but then I would be using words.
Yeah, the cigar you're doing the talking for the cigar instead of letting the cigar do the talking.
Right, that ain't classy.
But either way, leaving the band on or off is a matter of your choice. There's no wrong or right way.
No, I would agree. To me, if you leave the band on, depending on how you are holding it, it could be considered boasting.
We both agree.
All right, I'm down with that life. Refill.
Oh, nothing wrong with a little refill. Okay, if you remove the band, and it damaged your cigar.
Oh, mother trucker! I'm throwing that cigar in the trash. Not really.
You should. Oh, I was about to say, Jesus Christ!
Fuck this cigar. I'm done.
That escalated quickly. How do you continue smoking it? Do you just thumb over the hole, or?
So it depends on how badly it damaged the cigar, right? So if it just, some of them, shades, right? Connecticut shade is such a thin fucking leaf. True. It is so thin. It's like not even paper. So if it just came off just a touch, and there's not really a hole there, like I still can't see binder because they wrapped a couple leaves around it, and it just took out like one part of a leaf of a binder, I'm leaving it alone, and I'm just gonna carefully hold the cigar so I don't damage it more, and I'm just gonna keep smoking it. Now, if I damage it to where now I have a draw issue, I'm 100% gonna try to thumb over that thing and continue smoking it. However, if that cigar is already shit and pissing me off because it has bad draw problems, I don't like the taste, or something along those lines, it keeps canoeing, tunneling, whatever the case is, I'm going to probably just put it out and just be done with it, because it's just going to frustrate me to no end.
That's very, very fair. I'm the same, but even if it is frustrating to me, I don't want to waste my money. I'm going to still try. I'll still do something.
Don't get me wrong. I'm going to try.
Chapstick it up or something. I don't know. Something.
It depends on... I smoke cigars to relax. So if my cigar is now infuriating me, it's doing the opposite of what I want it to do.
There's nothing more that pisses me off than trying to relax and fighting a fucking cigar. Oh my God, you just bring a lot of rage to me right now.
Yeah, exactly my point. So if it's infuriating me, it's not doing what it's supposed to do. I'm gonna set it down, cool off, maybe light up another cigar, and smoke that one, and then maybe I come back to that one and relight it and try to fucks with it or something, or maybe I fucks with it while I'm smoking another smaller cigar or something like that and putting chapstick or whatever the fuck I need to try to do to patch those holes. But there's also that point. Remember, so you sent me that one cigar that the dude had in his freezer, right?
Yeah.
And it was basically destroyed by the time it made it to me.
It was, let's be honest, it was destroyed before.
You're not wrong. But
okay.
But it was basically, it was like in pieces. And I was like lighting up binder. I didn't really have a wrapper anymore. Like, it was just bleh. And I tried to smoke it, and I kept fighting it, and I was like, and I just looked at you, and I was like, I'm done. Like, I put it down. I couldn't do it anymore. I couldn't fight it. It was just falling apart in my hands.
By all means, I don't blame you.
So, yeah, it depends. It depends on the cigar. Like, if it's a good cigar that I know is not, like, I don't know, Southern Draw Jacob's Ladder comes, like, that's the first thing that popped in my head. If I popped that band off and that one gave me a hole and now I have draw problems, I'm thumbing it. I'm putting the thumb over it. I know that's a good cigar. It was a weird one, weird batch. Somebody fucked up somewhere because we're all human. I'm going to thumb over it and I'm going to keep smoking it and I'm going to enjoy it. It's not going to be that big of a deal. If it's a cheap cigar that is garbage, I don't like it, and it's already falling apart on me and giving me weird problems, I'm probably just going to set it down.
I can see that. The price tag definitely will encourage me to do a few more things.
Yeah, if I paid $5 for a cigar and I made it, I don't know, 2/3 to the cigar, and I hit the band and I try to pop it off and it rips half the cigar up, I'll be like, I got my money's worth out of it, and I'll just put it down and just call it a day.
Yeah.
But if I did that, like if I had an Opus X and that happened, I'm gonna fucking finish that motherfucker.
One way or another.
Yeah. I'm, me and that cigar are gonna fight. Well, if I pay, if it's a factory smokes,
All right. Very fair assessments.
You almost in your second, third? I assume not.
Actually, I'm close. Let's take a break and come back and talk about some leadership.
Sounds good.
All right. I need to write that.
Don't forget, we need to follow the podcast so we know when new episodes drop. Welcome back to Leadership of the Leaf. Before we took a break, guys, we were talking about cigar bands, things they could be used for, artwork. Do you remove them? Do you consider them boasting? Stuff like that. A little bit of the history of cigar bands. Really interesting stuff. But let me ask you, how is the second third of your cigar?
My second third is smooth. I love it. I'm still getting figs. Figs is still at the forefront. There's more of a pear on the palate. I still say there's hay, but it's definitely a very smooth, mellow cigar. Medium all the way through. Yeah, I would recommend this to anyone that just wants something that's not harsh.
Interesting.
But it's not weak. I don't want to say it's weak sauce. It's definitely a good cigar, mild cigar. It's not weak sauce.
Is it mild to medium?
Mild all the way through.
Mild all the way through. Interesting. I'll have to pick one up. Mine is the flavor note has changed. I'm getting more cigar or cedar. I'm getting more cigar out of my cigar. I'm getting more cedar out. There's still that black pepper note on the back end, and maybe a hint of cocoa.
Oh, there it is. I was waiting for you to say it.
Like just a hint of natural cocoa sweetness.
Yes.
But it's good. It's really good. A little bit spicy. I would say maybe a mild to medium. Strength check, maybe a 4.
Oh, wow. I think I would put it at maybe a 6.
You a bitch?
No bitch. No bitch here, sir.
Oh.
I think mine is definitely a 4.
Sounds like it would be like a 3 or a 2.
No, I'll say 4. Because it's not weak. If it was weak, I would say 2 or 3. It's not over that threshold of like, it's very even kill. I like it.
I could give it a 5.
Okay.
I give it a 5.
Okay. Well, I'm not smoking it right now, so I'm just trying to go off memory.
Right, that's fair. I mean, that's fair. That's fair. All right. So now we're going to transition into leadership. So we're going to talk about positive affirmations or confident phrases to use instead of the negative phrases to use.
Before we get into that, I have something to share.
Share time. Is it share time?
So I received a memo from John D, and he said, I'm a quote, maybe close quote. I wish someone would teach something like this in college. You guys obviously know what you're talking about. This is really great stuff. I hope you guys are keeping notes because this is great stuff to have. All that is about our leadership portion.
Well, I'm so happy that somebody is getting some good use out of this. We love to share this stuff. Obviously, that's why we started this podcast. Is we love to share this stuff. This is, I don't even want to I don't know, not to sound weird, but we talk about this stuff. We would talk about this stuff without the podcast.
Yeah, and live it.
And we live it because you always want to have those people that you can turn to for advice. And we are more than happy if you guys have questions about leadership stuff. Hey, here's the situation I'm dealing with at work. Send it to us at Leadership of the Leaf on Instagram or our blog. It's in the bio. Send it to us. We are more than happy to discuss it and try to help it. Granted, we are not going to know all the variables of your problem, but we are more than happy to give you our 2 cents for whatever it's worth. But thank you guys. We love talking about this stuff. And yes, we would talk about this stuff because both of us have questions to each other. We always pose questions to each other. Hey, I'm dealing with this at work. Hey, I'm dealing with that at work too. Here's what I did. Here's what I did. Okay, let's talk about it. So that's, a little bit of behind the scenes of how this kind of Leadership of the Leaf podcast came to be.
That is correct.
Positive affirmation. So we all have that inner voice, right? And usually that inner voice, it weighs in on everything we say, everything we do. And it can make us feel like, and I hate to say it, our inner voice is usually, unless we keep it in check, it's usually demoralizing, belittling. You shouldn't have said that. You shouldn't have done that. Why are you so stupid? Because you're overthinking stuff. And so if we allow it to be like that, we're going to become demoralized, belittled, less capable than we think we are. And it just puts a negative thought behind anything we set out to accomplish. How are you going to accomplish a podcast about cigars and leadership? That's never been done. You guys are fucking losers. That thought has crossed, I guarantee, it's crossed my mind, and I almost guarantee it's crossed Dice's mind.
Yeah, it's not going to work.
Yeah, nobody's going to listen. No, nobody cares what you two fucks have to say. But
here we are. Almost in season 2. What was it? This is episode 20, right? Yes.
20 episodes in. I don't even know how many sidebars we've done. And we're still going strong. We're still loving it. We're still having fun, obviously. So if you want to think more positively, you want to feel more confident, you have to watch your thoughts. So there's that old saying, guard your thoughts for they become your actions. Guard your actions because they become your habits. Guard your habits because they become your character. it all builds upon one thing after another. So if you let that inner voice demoralize you to a certain extent, it will demoralize you, and you will not accomplish anything and everything that you set your mind to, which is very unfortunate. We don't want to see that.
Yeah, I know. I remember when I played basketball when I was younger. I'm a basketball guy, for those that's listening. And I would do something silly or do something stupid, and my inner voice is like, "What the fuck was you thinking? What are you doing?" To where I should have been like, "I need to practice that more before I try that." Just to put a positive outlook on something that I know I can do. I've been doing it, and what are you doing? What are you out here doing? You shouldn't be out here in the middle of a court playing basketball with all these giants.
You're just a little guy.
Yeah. But then I work hard at it, and of course, I'll do a little something. Probably not now. I'm old.
I mean, you said...
Is that negative? That was negative, wasn't it?
I mean, you did show your age earlier by talking about trades collecting stamps. I'm just throwing that out there.
I did.
But there's just, you got to remove some of these. You got to replace, rewire your brain. And there's a few phrases that we always talk about, that we always usually say, and we say it out loud and we don't even realize it. And if you just tweak those phrases just a little bit, puts a different spin on things. So we usually say, I have to do whatever. I have to do that one thing. So if you say that, maybe you should try, hey, I get to do this. Because I almost guarantee you there's somebody out there that would love to get up and go to work and work the job that you have. There is somebody out there that would love to get up and have a house to take care of. There was somebody out there that I get to go out and mow the yard. It sucks. I get it. But I get to do this because I actually am blessed enough and I'm able enough to do this. That's what you should be looking at.
Well, just changing up the phrase just a little bit, how you were saying it, just changing that up. It changes it from an opportunity rather than an obligation. So I have the opportunity to actually accomplish this instead of like, oh my God, I got to do this again. So it changes the perception. And after a while, your mind is going to get in tune to it's more of opportunities instead of just rigorous obligations that you're committed to.
Right. There's Admiral McCraven used to say, he actually wrote a book, and I think it's titled Make Your Bed. But he used to say, every time you get up in the morning, make your bed. You get to make your bed. Because throughout the day, if things don't go your way and you don't have a good day, at least you get to come home to a made bed, and there's nothing better than crawling into a made bed, a freshly made bed, and just letting the day drift away. If you do have a good day, the first step is always accomplishing something. Because if you make your bed first thing in the morning, you've already accomplished something small, and you can build on that. You then get to get up and get going. You then get to get in your car that has been filled with gas, to get to go to a job that you have that helps support your family, that helps support you, that helps realize your dreams and goals. And you get to take care of yourself and everything else that you want to do in life.
It's all about opportunity, sir.
Yep. The next one, my little bit personal story. I had to go through physical therapy. It was a very intensive form of physical therapy, and my physical therapist would always say, there's no 4-letter word here that starts with C. And I'm not talking about something that you call that is bad.
See you next Tuesday.
Yeah, it's not that one. It's can't. I can't do that. No, you can. You just need to modify. You can try to do that. You can modify to make that work for you, for yourself. One of my favorite phrases that I was taught as a young man in high school from a science teacher. He said, improvise, modify, adapt, overcome. Because if something doesn't work, you're going to improvise a way to do it. You're going to modify how you did it from past to future. You're going to adapt that to become part of your new routine, and you're going to overcome that obstacle.
I agree. I like it, because when you say I can't do something, I can't do that, It's like you're admitting defeat before you even try it.
Yeah. My 4-year-old does it, and it drives me ever-loving nuts. Daddy, I can't make my bed. Yes, you can. I've seen you do it. Go do it. I can't. I need help. No, you don't. You can do this. Get up, get going, boy. The other thing is you to watch out for. You're only giving yourself a chance if you say, "Hey, I can try to do that to accomplish something." You're also setting up excessively high expectations, which makes succeeding actually higher. So you're kind of saying, "Hey, I can try to accomplish a podcast. I don't know if that's going to actually make anything, but I'm going to try it. What's the worst that's going to happen?" I always, like I tell my wife, "What's the worst they're going to say?" No. Okay. Yeah. I've been told no before.
It doesn't hurt.
Nope. I don't mind.
Maybe a little bit.
It doesn't tell. No. To me, no means not right now.
I haven't convinced you yet.
I haven't convinced you yet. Obviously, I need to work harder.
I can't do that. I can try to do that. I can't do that. No, I can try to do that. Let me try.
Now, I mean, if there's just, "Hey, I can't fly, but I can try once. But I can fly on an airplane."
Right. So you can. Eventually, I mean, if you truly, let's take this statement for what it is. If you really want to fly, you go to pilot school, do all your things, get your wings, and then boom, you can fly. So it's not that you can't. It's just the opportunity to actually succeed in that area is going to take a bit of time.
Right. Exactly. I can try to fly. I will go and give it my all. Okay. That's all I ask. Is the most, what Yoda say? Do or do not. There is no try.
You got to do it in a Yoda voice. Let's hear it.
Oh, no.
Oh, not enough red breast?
Not enough red. I need at least 4 more glasses.
Where's my kid? My kid would do it.
I need 4 more megapints.
The next one is they say, "I should do that." I think my wife is horrible for that. You should do that. Like,
yeah.
I will do that.
Yeah. Hey, I should go mow the yard. I should get up and actually be productive today. I should, do that expense report that's been sitting on my desk for a week. No.
We actually talked about should, could, and all that before. Should is definitely a controlling word.
Yep. And what you say instead, "I will do that." I don't know how many times I've talked to my subordinates. I'm like, "Hey, you should follow OSHA standards." I'm telling them to follow OSHA standards in a nice way.
Correct.
But if I come back and they're like, "Hey, we didn't follow OSHA standards." All right, let me rephrase this. You will follow OSHA standards.
Right, you will do that.
Or you will be out of a job.
When you change the word, you put yourself back in charge of the situation.
Yeah. Hey, I will be there on time. I won't be late.
Yeah, I mean, dropping should, like I said, it puts you back in charge. You're the decision maker about choosing whether you're going to do that or not, do something or not. Do it on your own terms. When you take the word should out and make it will. I will do that. I will do that today. I will do that tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'll do it when I get around to it, woman.
No, I don't like that one because it doesn't give me a timeline. We talked about timelines in an earlier episode. Go back and listen.
Yeah, I should do that.
Yeah, you should. You will go back and listen to earlier episodes. Next one is, why is this happening to me? You might be thinking that. Why is this happening to me? Why is this happening to me that I'm getting yelled at by 2 guys smoking cigars? Instead, what you should try to say is, what am I learning from this?
I actually really like this one.
Oh, I do too. I love this one. Because to me, so why is this happening to me is definitely a victim mentality. When you say, "Hey, wow, why is this happening? Why am I in debt?" Because you made bad decisions, first off. Why? Oh no, why is this happening to me? What you should be listening for, or what you should be asking yourself is, what am I learning from this? What is this experience trying to teach me? Why? The way I always look at it, and Dave Ramsey calls it stupid tax. Why did I pay for this one thing why I overpaid for this one item. Well, consider it your stupid tax, and that's what you learn from. Why did I overpay for that TV and the extended warranty that I never fucking use, and now it's out, and as soon as the extended warranty goes out, now my TV is broken. What the fuck? Call it your stupid tax that you don't buy the extended warranty next time. You're taking yourself from a victim to an active participant. What am I learning? What am I getting out of this? What am I, gaining from this experience? Why is traffic happening to me? Maybe you need to learn some fucking patience.
Yeah. No, like, I've caught myself doing it before. Like, I'm running late for work and I'm like, oh, why is this happening to me? Why is traffic right now? Why me? And then later on, I thought about it, was like, I'm just going the same route every day. I know there's traffic here every day. I'm doing the same thing every day. What I need to do is learn a different route, change up my routine, go a different way, maybe start at a different location. I don't know what I need to do. I need to change up something, because me saying why me, staring at the back of tail lights and brake lights, is not fixing the problem. It's just making me the victim. Why was you late? Because of traffic. No, I was late because I didn't choose an alternate route, or I didn't leave early enough.
Yeah, because I decided to snooze my alarm 15 fucking times.
Yes.
Guilty. Wife. I hope she's listening. I hope she's fucking listening.
Maybe.
I hope so. That'd be great. But yeah, no, why? Oh, I've done it before. Why is this happening to me? Why am I getting so frustrated with this? Because it's not working. Okay, why is it not working? What am I not getting? What am I not learning from this situation to apply and change my method? The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results.
I explain that to my kid.
It drives me nuts. I don't know how many times I talk to my subordinates and I'm like, why were you late? Oh, because traffic. No, horseshit. Why are you not leaving earlier? Obviously, this is the 4th time you're late this fucking week, dude. Maybe you need to set your alarm for like 15, 30 minutes earlier. Oh, I guess I could try that. Oh, there you go. And then look, now you're no longer late. Weird.
Be honest, I don't care about your time.
That's what I take out of it. But when you ask yourself what you're learning, you're turning something that is bugging or upsetting you into something that can lead you into better things. You're not complaining, you're just finding the good, the silver lining. I used to hate the phrase, look for the silver lining. Oh, there's every storm cloud has a rainbow. Fuck you.
Yeah, you go fuck yourself.
Yeah, sometimes it's just raining. No. Sometimes marriages fall apart and you're like, man, why is this happening to me? Why is my marriage falling apart? Maybe so you got what you needed out of that relationship, and now maybe you're going to find something 1,000,000 times better that you weren't ready for before this bad thing happened to you.
Yeah.
It happens all the time.
Definitely learn from your mistakes and don't have like wife number 2, 3, or 4, or husband 2, 3, or 4, 7, 9.
Sure. All of the above.
All right. Well, what if I said, I never should have got married. I never should have done whatever.
You know what? Because I got married, I now know that I'm better off alone. I never should change into, because I did that, I now know whatever your lesson learned was. Whatever you actually got from that. Hey, because I was late, I now know that I need to leave 15 minutes earlier. Hey, because I got an OSHA violation, I now know that safety measures are not there for whatever. Hey, because I didn't wear safety glasses and lost the vision of my eye because something went into it, I now know that safety glasses are there for a fucking reason. Weird.
Because I got married before, I know how to survive a second marriage.
I know how to spot crazy.
No. No.
I mean, no, I'm not going there. So if you rephrase that, you begin to think about the good things that happened to you because you did something that maybe you shouldn't have. Maybe You met someone you didn't want to have met, and you discovered something, or you discovered something wonderful about yourself. Hey, I never should have taken that trip. I always think of it like this. I always tell my son this and my wife. Hey, I got lost. Okay, I got lost. It's an adventure. Because I got lost, maybe now I found my new favorite restaurant. Maybe I found this really beautiful, gorgeous little town that's hidden away and it's a little hidden gem. And I found the best diner with the best flapjacks and fucking coffee that I've ever had in my life. And I never would have done that had I gotten lost. Had I not gotten lost.
That scenario you just is 100% a true story. I got lost in the mountains of Japan. And instead of being frustrated that I got lost, we pulled over and we looked at the view over the town all the way to the ocean. It was probably one of the best views I had for a very long time.
Yeah. Me and a buddy, we were out in the mountains of New Mexico and we were hiking up the Sandia Peak. It's right outside of Albuquerque. We started it way too late. We didn't have a plan of going all the way to the top. We thought we were going to hike it halfway, come back down, be done before dark. We got halfway and said, fuck it, let's keep going. It was a bad idea because it got dark quick and it got cold quick. And we had mountain lions. And I'm sitting there thinking, I was like, man, we should have never done this. We should have never done this. When we got to the top and we looked over that city that was lit up and beautiful and sprawled out, it was gorgeous. And I said, man, I'm so happy we did this. I'm so happy that we decided to keep going. We were tired and we did it, but it's something we still talk about to this day. Me and that buddy still talk about it to this day. Hey, you remember that time when we went out hiking? Yeah. That was so cool, man. Yeah. We don't talk about, oh fuck, we were dumb. Like we were like, dude, that was so awesome.
Yeah. So something wonderful, something you discovered that's wonderful. Either it's a view or about yourself or whatever. Something wonderful will come of it. I promise.
Yeah, I don't know how many times I've been I've made a wrong turn and I'm like, fuck, I'm gonna have to. You know what? I'm gonna keep trudging forward. It's now an adventure. I don't know where I'm at, but let's keep going because I have a GPS in my pocket. And let's be honest, but I'm gonna keep trucking forward and maybe I'll make it to this thing and maybe we find something cool. I pulled over one time and I was like, I shouldn't pull over there. I don't trust it. Man, I pulled over to this place in Texas and I found a bakery that has some of the best blueberry muffins I've ever had in my entire life. And I don't even know, it's just it's a white nondescript building on the side of the road that has a Subway right next to it. And I was like, I'll just go to the Subway, fuck it. No, I was like, you know what? Let me go in this building. Let me see what it's all about. And, they say, I saw it advertised a little bit, and I was like, let's check it out. I went in there, and they had their smells that hit me. I was like, I'm in heaven. I'm in absolute heaven right now. I was like, let me get chocolate chip cookies and some blueberry muffins, and let me get this and that, and everything was wonderful. And now my wife loves it when we pull over and stop at that little bakery. She's like, can we stop there? Can we please? Sure. Yeah. Let's go.
Not a problem.
I love their muffins. Let's go. So the next one, I failed.
Yeah. I equate this one to, I can't remember. There's a coach, college coach. I don't know. Whatever. Coach, good guy. And he gets fired because his team sucked, they failed, whatever. He doesn't look at it as I failed. He looks as that attempt didn't work.
Yeah.
I'm going to get hired again. I'm going to get picked up for a new team. I'm going to do that. And I'm going to make the best out of the attempt. I'm going to use what I failed, the mistakes I made, learn, move forward. And maybe this attempt will work this time. Maybe, nope. That didn't work either. So I'm going to keep moving until I finally find something that works for me. The attempt didn't work that time. Maybe it'll work next time.
What was it, Thomas Edison, when he asked about the invention of the light bulb and his 200 failures, he said, I didn't fail 200 times. I had discovered 200 ways how not to make a light bulb.
Perfect.
That attempt didn't work. I don't know how many times I'm a mechanic. I've worked as a mechanic. And I don't know how many times I've been trying to get a part in and I've been frustrated. And I'm like, why won't you go in? And then I just stop and I take a breath and I take a step back and I come back and I'm like, look, all these attempts didn't work. Something I am missing is about this situation. Let me reassess the situation and let me see if I could try a different way to make this attempt work. I come back and I look at it again and I'm like, oh, there's the problem. And it takes me it's a minor adjustment and boop, pops right in. I'm like, son of a bitch, I've been fighting with this for 4 hours.
Like getting a test score back from school or something. My next test, I guess I need to study more of the right stuff, because this attempt did not work out for me.
Right. I was taking a college placement test for math, right? And I took the test, and they were like, "Hey, I'm sorry to say that you tested into college algebra, the basic level." And I was like, oh, "Fuck, man." I was like, "Man, I was really hoping to like bypass that and just get into my next stuff." And they're like, "Yeah, I'm sorry." And I'm like, "Man, that really sucks." But then I took that college algebra course, and I was like, "Oh." I remembered so many things, and I was like, oh, right, this is how I do this. And then when I took my actual the math classes required for my degree, I was like, oh, thank God I took that fucking algebra class and remembered all of this shit, because it's been forever since I took high school college algebra. So that attempt to bypass this didn't work. Maybe there's a reason. Oh, it's so I can refresh myself so I don't fail other classes.
Yeah, opportunity is there.
Opportunity is there. So we have one of my favorite sayings I used to say, I think, all the time. Dice, if only I had done this instead of that. If I was, oh man, hindsight 2020, if only I had not gone to that party.
Right. I think this is a tough one for probably everyone.
If only.
Correct. And
I hate that phrase.
The best thing to say is nothing.
Fucking
nothing. Not even use that. Don't even. If only no. Just leave it on the floor right there and walk away.
If you find yourself saying, "Oh, if only I had done better on that test." Well, yeah, you could have done better on the test, but you didn't. The past is the past. Leave it right there. There is a reason. I firmly believe this. There is a reason that is required. If only I had done better on my math test, I would have tested into calculus. Right there. There's a reason I didn't test it straight into calculus. I needed a refresher.
Or when you say if only I'd done this, if only I'd done that, there's really a dead end thinking. You are giving yourself a ready-made excuse for whatever scenario that you're involved with.
If only I had done better on that interview, I'd be the CEO of that company. Yeah, well, you're not, homie. You're not. Yeah. And who knows? Maybe if you had gotten into that company, maybe it would have been too much stress and you would have gone downhill and not been where you're at right now. Who knows? Things can go the opposite way of what we think.
That's why it's best just to say nothing. Because when you say that, you're not learning anything from your past. You're keeping everything right there in the forefront, and you're throwing yourself, I think you mentioned before, a pity party. You're making excuses for your actions already.
Yeah. It's a way of sitting there and trying to make yourself feel better. Well, I'm just as good as that person. If only I had done this instead. If only I had been a doctor. Okay. Yeah. If only, if ifs and buts were candies and nuts, we'd all have a merry fucking Christmas. There's nothing to say. Like, sorry, it didn't happen. What needs to happen is you need to accept the outcome of whatever decisions, whatever test scores, whatever interview, whatever happened that you said, oh, if only. Accept that happened. Learn from, hey, obviously that attempt didn't work. I need to try something else. If only, nope, that attempt didn't work. I need to try something else. If only I had been born into a rich parents, my life would be so much easier. Maybe not.
Austin,
who knows?
Austin.
What?
This is too complicated.
I just don't understand this right now.
Wait, you don't understand this right now, or is it
right
too complicated?
Now. Oh. No. I don't understand this right now. Let me learn.
Oh, it's perfect. So it's not too complicated. You're just ignorant to what the actual task is.
Yes. I can learn how to do brain surgery. You give me enough training, I can learn how to do brain surgery. Got it. I can do it. It may take me a while. It may take me a shit ton of practice. And maybe I might struggle. But it's not too complicated. I can figure it out. You give me training, you give me knowledge, I'll figure it out.
Well, yeah. The problem is people's original thought process when it comes to a difficult task or something that they're not familiar with, their immediate reaction is, this is too complicated. Dad, I need help with making my bed. It's too complicated.
No, it's not. My mom always says, and I somewhat hate this phrase, but I understand why she says it. How do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. If something is too complicated or something that seems too big, this happens to me a lot. You know, you see an entire huge problem in front of you and you think, I don't know how I'm going to get through this. This is so complicated. No. Stop. Break it down into simple, manageable steps that are not complicated and walk yourself through it. Or find yourself somebody who knows what the hell they're doing in that situation and learn from that person. I don't know how to do rocket science. I'm not a rocket scientist, but I bet you if somebody taught me how to be a rocket scientist, I could be a rocket scientist.
Yeah, when you tell yourself it's too complicated, you're pretty much telling yourself that you can't change, you can't grow, you can't do any of these things. You're just who you are right now. You're not willing to accept any kind of forward momentum.
Right. The way I look at it is this is too complicated. No, you're just unwilling to change. You're unwilling to grow. But Dice, it's not fair.
Sure. Life can feel unfair sometimes. But I'm going to tell you what you should say instead. I can deal with it anyway.
I don't know how many times growing up did you hear, Dad, Mom, it's not fair. I have to make my bed. Yeah, life's not fair.
Correct. It's not fair. That doesn't mean you have to keep repeating the same negative mantra to yourself and feel beaten down. Of course, it's not fair. Not everything is going to go your way. Not everything is peachy. It's
like unicorns and rainbows, homie.
I can deal with it. My grandmother used to say, what's that? I think everyone said it before. That does not kill you, can only make you stronger.
Yeah.
Like, God wouldn't put this in front of me if I couldn't face it.
Right.
All those type things. It's not fair. Okay, I can deal with it anyway. It may be not fair, but you know what? I can deal with it. I'm 5'3". It's not fair that I can't play basketball. Oh, yes, I can deal with it, and I play ball anyway.
Oh yeah, and you're better baller than I am, and I'm 6'2". You need to face that perceived unfairness head on. Look for solutions that will get you to where you want to be. It's not fair. This person got a promotion and I didn't. It's not fair. No. It may not be fair. You're 100% right. It may not be fair. Maybe that schmuck doesn't deserve a promotion. Maybe he sucked the right dick or whatever the case is and you didn't. I don't fucking know. Maybe they're sleeping with the boss. I don't fucking know. It's not fair. But what you can do is maybe they get unfair in it. Maybe it's unfair and they got a promotion. And you put your nose to the grindstone, you put your shoulder to the wheel, and you keep on pushing, and that person has to come to you for answers. Eventually that's going to get seen that they have to come to you for answers that they should have. And it's going to go, wait, why did I promote this person if they don't know what the fuck they're talking about? Obviously, if your boss is any good, they would go, I made a mistake. I need to promote this person instead, and we'll fix this situation. Maybe it takes a little bit of time for the universe to correct it out.
Well, and as yourself, you can look for solutions that will get you to where you want to be. Like, maybe it is unfair, like you were saying, but that person has to come to you. So here's a solution to this situation. I'm going to help this person out. I'm going to do whatever I need to do. Grind as far as I can go. And then eventually I will be seen, because that's how it's going to work. It may be unfair in that advantage, but you have all the right tools to utilize. And it's going to come up in your favor.
but it's never going to change.
It's
never going to change.
If you have that mindset, then you're not looking forward to progressive thinking. It's I can change the way I approach this.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
Hey, maybe I need to change the way I'm thinking about this certain problem that I'm having at work. Hey, I don't like that, I can't do X, Y, and Z at work. Okay, maybe you should change how you approach those problems at work. Hey, boss, I think we should be able to do X, Y, and Z, and here's why. Oh, I didn't think about it like that. That's a good idea. All right, fair enough.
Yeah, you're putting yourself in charge of the situation. Putting yourself ahead, like at the start of the situation, like, it's never going to change unless I do such and such and such and such. I need to put myself as the alpha in this situation.
I always tell my subordinates, because they always tell me, it's never going to change.
I've been told that a lot.
Stop. Be the change that you want to see.
And I've
Gandhi said it best. Be the change that you want to see. He always said, be the change you want to see in the world. Got it. That is a great, great philosophy. If you want to see more love and kindness in the world, maybe you should try being more loving and kind. The last one, because we've kind of melded into these other ones, but the last one I love this one because it's so true. Every motivational speaker, Simon Sinek, Dave Ramsey,
Austin.
Well, sure, why not? If you want to call me a motivational speaker, I think there's a Chief Raymond Lopez, CZ Lopez. He's chief to the Senior Enlisted Joint Chiefs of Staff. He's the guy. Don't use never. Don't use always. Avoid absolutes. It's never going to change. I'm always going to have a car payment. It's always going to be this way. I'll never get ahead in life. No, stop. You can. You got to put in the work. You need to change your habits. I'll never get ahead. Why? What's the difference? Are you not putting in enough work? How many jobs are you working? How much money are you spending on useless shit?
Yes.
That's what I found out because I listened to Dave Ramsey, I listened to Simon Sinek, I listened to these people, and they're like, what are you doing about your situation? If you think something is never going to change, the little guy can't get ahead. Okay, sure. The little guy can't get ahead. You're not a little guy. Maybe you are, Dice.
Yes.
But what are you doing? What about it makes you, what is holding you back? Well, I have a car payment. Okay, maybe you should stop buying new cars. Maybe you should pay that car off and drive it till the wheels fucking fall off and save that money. And then go, oh, look, I have all this extra cash. Now I can put it into investments. Now I can put money into my nest egg, into my IRA. Oh, maybe I stop buying lottery tickets. Maybe I stop eating out so much. Yeah. Oh, the little guy can't get ahead at work. Okay, what are you doing? How much time are you spending at the water cooler? How much time are you bullshitting? Because I guarantee you, your boss sees more than you think he does.
That's true. I see a lot. When I think of this scenario, I'm showing my age probably a little bit. I think of Spud Webb. I think it was 1987.
Yep.
Or
always
86.
come up short.
Like, how many people told him, "Oh, you will never win a slam dunk contest.
Yep.
You shouldn't even enter. Why are you even bothering? You're like 5'6", 5' nothing. You're going to enter a slam dunk contest? Get out of here. You'll never win."
Against. Let's see, who was he competing against?
Dominique Wilkins.
Dominique Wilkins. I was like, Dominique Wilkins.
Jordan did not.
Jordan?
Jordan did not partake in that dunk contest.
Okay. But Dominique Wilkins, a phenomenal dunker, and that dude's like 6'7".
Wait, his
8?
nickname, the human highlight reel.
Yeah.
That was his nickname.
Yes. Guess who won?
Spud.
Weird.
You guys said I never could do it. Look what happened.
My favorite athlete, and I don't care. It's not about his physical ability. It is purely about his mentality. Is Russell Westbrook.
Yes.
And the reason I love him so much, and the reason I look up to him so much, me and him are damn near the same age. The reason I look up to that dude is his mentality. Why not? Why can't I average a triple-double for 3 seasons in a row? Why can't I get 42 triple-doubles in a season and beat Oscar Robertson's record that stood since the 60s? Why not? Why not?
It just can't be done.
It can't. Why not?
It's never going to happen.
Why not? Prove to me. Why not?
It's never going to happen. You can try it. It's never going to happen.
Oh, weird. It happened. And he won the MVP. The most successful people are able to look at things objectively.
And make it happen, sir. Well, sir, we have talked quite a bit, and I just have one great question to end this thing on. That final third, what is it?
So, I'm getting the hay is back, but there's chocolate in there. There's a natural sweetness of like cocoa or cacao, something like that.
Nailed it, sir.
With a little bit of hay, I'm getting a little bit of cedar on the back end. This is a phenomenal cigar. Perfectly named, absolutely great. The band is beautiful. I love the band. I'm so glad I have another one in my humidor. This is again, CAO comes through again. CAO is one of my favorites that I know that if I go pick up a CAO cigar, I can almost guarantee you I'm going to probably love that cigar.
I will agree with you on that. That was a great cigar. And I believe when I smoked it on the episode, I think that was my second or third. I think the second. That is definitely... My cigar is good. It is still a perfect cigar. I would recommend my cigar, the Romeo, to anyone that is new to cigar smoking. Because it has been even all the way through. It was mild. There was no big changes throughout the flavor profile. If you get the flavor profile through the cigar, then you're good to go. There's definitely figs in the fig family. And
dates?
It is... I would throw dates in there, but I'm still leaning to... my grandmother used to have a fig tree in the backyard, so I got figs down.
Figs,
no problem.
Fig Newtons?
Yeah. So it's definitely there. It's not something that you're going to be adventurous. It's not an adventurous cigar by all means, but if you're just starting out, this cigar is perfect.
That's good. I will look for that cigar because I'm always interested to try new cigars. Obviously, this is the first time I've had a BX3, and it's good. I've enjoyed it. It's all the flavors that I usually enjoy. Cedar is not usually something that I enjoy, but it had enough hay and chocolate in there to kind of like balance it out, and it's very well crafted. The burn line's been okay. It's canoed on me a couple times. Nothing too major. The burn line's not super tight, but it's a very good cigar.
Yeah, my burn line was on point. It was razor sharp. This is a perfect cigar for someone that, like I said, a new person. This is an equalizer. So if this was like right up your alley, I would say pick up a box. If it was a little too light for you, then you can go darker. If it was a little too heavy for you, when I say dark, I mean heavier. If it was like a little too much for you, then you can go more of the shade side or a lighter color cigar. It's definitely even keeled down the middle. Myself, I would probably pick up a 5-pack or maybe 2 or 3 sticks to keep in my humidor for when I want to like kind of reset my palate, so to speak. But how about yours? Would you say it's box worthy?
It's definitely a 5 to 10 pack worthy. A box, I mean, I don't know what they sell the boxes in. If they sell the boxes in 25, I could smoke it, but it'd probably take me 6 months to smoke that box. This is not something I'm going to smoke every single day. And it's not that it's a bad cigar. It's just once I got the flavor profile down, I got it down. To me, variety is the spice of life. So I want to do other stuff. But if it's like, hey, you got to smoke one cigar and one cigar only for the rest of your life, I would not be upset if this was it.
It's definitely a repeat buyer.
very much so. I would definitely pick up at a minimum a 5-pack, if not a box of 15. If they sell boxes of 15, I'd pick up a box.
Yeah, I think they come in 10. I'm not sure.
I'd box done easily.
Gotcha. Well, that's perfect.
All right, so we talked about cigar bands, the history, the beautifulness of them, and what they can be used for. And then, of course, we went into all the negative sayings that we tell ourselves, maybe without realizing it, and ways that we could just tweak them just a little bit to make our lives that much better.
All right. Until next time, Mr. Austin, I am Dice.
And I'm Austin. And hopefully you guys learned something. And until next time, do not be that asshole who refuses to change.
Thank you for listening to Leadership of the Leaf. The comments and opinions expressed by the host and guests does not reflect the opinions of those that broadcast this show, nor does it reflect any of our affiliates.